So we have seen a lot of push towards digital transformation, and of course that was also accelerated by pandemic. We have seen favorable regulatory environment. We have also seen a lot of work on building the digital backbone, which allows innovation in that area. What we have seen is most of the traditional banks have gone beyond digital transformation for distributing services and products to creating a new value-added services and channels. So that's one thing which we have seen. We have also seen the evolution of business models in terms of platform and ecosystem. So and which you can also see that there's a lot of integration of work services with banks and fintechs. So that's enabled by platforms and ecosystems. We have seen regulatory environment changing. Of course, you could see the regulatory sandbox where a number of innovation is happening. There's also a compliance framework which gradually helps new players to improve and then finally succeed in this environment. I think ThoughtWorks has been working with a number of organizations across the world, building their digital capability. And we have been working on different industry sectors. From an India perspective, we have been working on digital banking, digital lending, digital payments, digital insurance, and digital trading. So that has been our experience. But what is more important is that we have, wherever we have worked on these areas, we have combined operating models, technology, and the organizational ecology to build the digital capability and also transform the organization. I think if you look at Indian demographic, there are 1.2 billion who are unbanked. So there's ample opportunity for everyone to play in this area. Now the question is that traditionally banks have built their business model on trust, but what we are seeing is that with the increasing competition, you need to go beyond trust. You have to reimagine how you service your customers with new products and services. So that's the change which is happening. Some of the favorable thing which is there, that there's a rise of open banking, open finance, for example, and also open data, including there's a consent framework which government is coming up, and that is allowing both fintechs and banks and new players to collaborate and truly partner. So I think it's not as much as competition because the pie is big. It's also about how you cooperate and partner with each other to increase that pie for yourself. I think from a ThoughtWorks perspective, there's a three-pronged approach, we think, in this context. One is that we have to reduce friction in customer journey. So that's the first approach, the first point about dealing with the new way of handling customer and their journey. The second thing is also about that today's journey is not a single touch point journey, it is a multi-touch point journey. So it has to be reimagined that way, that the customers which is going to come on one channel is also going to come to the other channel. So how frictionless that journey is. The third is that if you look at the customer experience map, it's going to be defined by the value you generate at each step of customer journey. And so building these features and products will not be enough. Each feature has to be defined by the value which you generate in the customer journey. So those three things. But I think important aspect there is that this is also about culture. And I think organizations are discovering that if you have a cross-functional product team as against a project team or a feature team, you are likely to be more cross-functional, nimble, iterative, experimental. And the other advantage you have is that when you are in that sort of working rhythm, you also generate experimental data. And before you scale, that data tells you whether you want to scale or not. So I think that's the another aspect which we are looking at when it comes to customer experience.